there will definitely be a change in the kinds of jobs that musicians do. You know, to some extent, we've already seen that with things like the introduction of synthesizers or drum machines in the 1980s. So those things have had an impact on the kinds of work that people do. So there are valid fears around that. So since about 2022, we've had new models of machine learning which have been applied in the domain of music. Now, what this means is that these machine learning algorithms have been trained on data sets of music, so already published music, and used to kind of statistically learn the patterns of that music, such that we can then generate new music, so new original music. For me as a musicologist, someone involved in music studies, that's an incredible and transformational thing actually, because it's a new way of making music, but it also then makes us question and think about the relationship between our kind of creativity, our musical creativity, what musicality is.
So a particular concern at the moment is around intellectual property and the way that musicians' intellectual property is being protected or not. And obviously there are proposals at the moment by the UK government to have exemptions to copyright law which would allow commercial use of music. I think that's a great concern to musicians because, of course, the music that's being used to train AI models is the result of a lot of creative effort and creative input, and it's reasonable that, you know, musicians should be rewarded appropriately for that effort.
There are incredible strengths and opportunities with music AI, but we have to do it ethically and kind of understanding where the pitfalls are and to avoid exploitation and a kind of extractive relationship with musicians.
So some of the first work that we did around generating music using AI was with the Sheffield musicians John McClure and Dean Honer. John is from the Sheffield band Reverend and the Makers, and approached us really looking for some help to develop technology that he could use to help with the writing process. So it could be seen as a way of overcoming writer's block, for example. So if you've reached a point where you just need an injection of some new ideas, co-composing with AI could be a really beneficial way to proceed. The model within computer science is very often with people that are working with machine learning just to kind of treat music as another kind of source of data, so something else that we can kind of train our models on. But, you know, working closely with Nikki and colleagues in the music department, we've taken a very different direction actually, which is to work closely with musicians and to see those very much as kind of part of the research. I don't think that would have happened without that engagement with colleagues in the music department, and that interdisciplinary approach I think is really important.